Right.
So I got to ask, it's been a year since I was able to ask Rockney about it. Have you heard anything about the Farscape movie?
No.
Shit.
I have heard nothing more than you guys hear stuff before I do.
Damn.
I actually troll the internet trying to find news. And then occasionally I'll call Rock and he'll say, oh yeah, this is going on. But I usually will call Rock after I read about it on the internet.
Oh, darn.
So I know that there is a script which is penned by Justin Monjo, and I know Rock has seen it because my daughter told me that Rock had seen it because she had a conversation with him. But, you know, we're just crossing fingers, and eventually we'll reach the age when little Dargo's gotten tall enough that you know, they can move on to what's next for the show.
It's honestly best science fiction show of all time.
It's a great universe. There's so much creativity poured into that show. So, you know, I would love to see more of it.
And it was so sad that it was canceled because it was one of those great shows. Like, it had the audience, but it was the advertisers who weren't the right audience, right?
It was a question of timing, and it's a question of it takes a lot of money to make a science fiction show. And we had a good run. We had 4 years. It could have gone for 5 or 6 or more, but that's a very good run.
And at least you did get to wrap it up with
We kind of got it partially wrapped up. There's still more story.
Have you read any of the comics at all?
I've scanned the comics, but yeah, I haven't memorized them the way I've memorized the series.
My husband and my mother are huge fans, so we actually own the bunny costume, or one of them.
You got what?
We own one of the bunny costumes. They did an auction at one of the conventions, and we bought the bunny costume.
You have the bunny costume?
Yes. It's awesome.
The one that I wore, or the one that Wayne wore?
I think it's actually Wayne's.
We're working on it.
Because they sold the one I wore at a convention I wore.
Oh no, that's mine.
Oh, then,
That's where we got
then
it.
that's my costume. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I should bring it.
No, you bring it and let me wear it.
There you go. That could be your
It's a
next
powerful
outfit.
experience to wear a bunny outfit.
Big,
Very powerful.
giant 6-foot bunny outfit.
Yeah,
It's the
absolutely.
best costume ever, right?
I think so.
All right, well, thank you so much for talking
Thank
to us.
you.
I hope it comes to fruition.
I hope so too.
Fingers crossed. So you had a pretty crazy season.
Yeah.
You've got some amazing fans, and we had so many questions from them. It's really hard to pick which ones are the best ones. We're hoping we get the right
Girl, my fans are awesome.
They really are.
They really are.
And you know what? One of their number one questions, the only ones that were not West Allen.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody wants to know, what do you think's going on with Mama West? Do you know if there's going to be any story told this season yet? Have they told you anything?
I do know some things. I don't know what I can say. Mama West is obviously a big topic. Where's her mother? Why is she gone? Is she still alive? These are all questions that, you know, I've heard from Andrew, we've discussed, and I think that's definitely something that we're going to get to. I don't know when that will be. I'm hoping it'll be this season, but I can't say that for sure. But Mama West is definitely in everyone's minds. It will happen eventually, for sure.
All right. And so obviously, pretty devastating end for Iris, losing.
It's sad when your boyfriend gets sucked into a wormhole.
How do you think she's going to handle grieving? Do you see her being somebody who wallows, or is she going to throw herself into her work?
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying this, and what I love about Iris is when we met Iris at the beginning of the season, she was very much in love with Eddie, and she's very loyal to that relationship. And people were very angry with Iris. Why don't you get with Barry? You know, and I think people forget that she's loyal and she had a boyfriend, and she really wanted to see that through. And now that, you know, he's obviously gone in a wormhole, there'll be room for her to kind of move on, and that'll take some time. I don't think we're going to spend an entire season seeing Iris grieve, but you know, especially episode 1, you'll see her, you know, kind of mourn that relationship. She loved Eddie, and she loved him till his last breath.
What about seeing Iris finally get some female friends? That's one of the things that's
I know.
a little touchy.
I know. A lot of people kind of comment to me about that Iris needs a friend. I agree. You know, yeah, she does. She needs some friends. I would love, you know, it was Melise Zhao, who played Linda Park, was on. She was so great. And I just hope that there's more people for Iris to interact with in Picture News. And I don't know, she needs a friend. She does need a girlfriend. I think girlfriends are great relationships to see on television. So I'm excited to see what her friendship will look like.
And so obviously we have to go to West Allen.
Yeah.
How do you think that is going to work now that she knows?
Yeah.
And she also knows about that byline.
Yes.
That's going to be things a little awkward, right?
Yeah, they're both aware that there's this future, right? And it seems to be set that they're destined to be together. And I think that's kind of cool because we know in the comics that they iconically, you know, end up together in some capacity. And so I don't know. know. I think Barry and Iris are very weird about their relationship. It's like they know that they love each other and they know that it's more than just a friendly family love. But I don't think either of them have found the place and time where that can actually work. And so it's going to take time for Iris and Barry to finally come together at the right time and say, I love you, I want to be with you. So, you know, we're probably going to drag that out for a couple seasons because you can't get together right away, right? So I don't know when that'll happen. I think it's a nice slow burn for Barry and Iris.
I think that was the great part of the reset that happened, is that you got that little tease.
We gave the fans a little bit of West Allen, but we took it back. It's going to take time. I know. I'm sorry, West Allen fans. I'm sorry. But, you know, we're hoping to have a really long time on TV, and we can't give it away too soon, right? Right.
When do you guys go back?
I think I fly out of here in a week and a half.
Oh,
so we're going to start shooting July 6th, I believe. Yeah.
That's all right. So then you have to go there and then come back for Comic-Con and then go back up.
Yeah, so I think I have 5 days in Vancouver and then I'll fly back for Comic-Con, hopefully. And that'll be exciting. It'll be my second Comic-Con. I feel like I'm better at this whole press line and just being on the Flash, and I understand the fandom. And so Comic-Con will be really cool this time around.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a great night.
Thank you.
First, I just really enjoy The 100. I've been watching the first season. I think it's really great. From this past season, one moment that really stood out to me, like emotionally, was Raven's reaction when Clark killed Finn.
Right.
So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about just like maybe filming that or how you prepared for that scene.
Yeah, that scene was really, really tough because if you remember the way it was shot, it was like we were at a distance, a very far distance from the actual, like, the grounder camp and where they had Finn tied up and to where we were watching from base camp. Like, it was hundreds of feet, like to where they were like little ants to me, right? Whereas in the script, I thought it would be like right here, you know what I mean? And I would see her like gut him and react. But we didn't have that. So literally they were like, okay, you know, the scene's up. The camera's like right there in your face. And I'm at the fence with Bellamy or Bob, and they're like, kill! And that means she stabbed him. And I'm just looking off into nothing and having to see it happen. For really emotional things like that, I can't really prepare because it's just too. You want to stay honest in the moment. You know what I mean? You can't like make something happen. You know. But I just really imagined what it'd be like to see my entire world crashing down, and that's what I felt. Yeah.
And over this past season, a lot of the characters were split up and in different locations.
Right.
So now that essentially everyone is back together, are there any characters that Raven really didn't spend much time with this past season that you'd like to see more of her with?
There's a bunch of characters I feel like I would love to see Raven's dynamic with. I love Jaha. Like, I just love his character, so you never know if he's a villain or a good guy or just crazy. So I would love to see Raven interact with him. And I also think Isaiah Washington's a great actor, so it'd just be really interesting to me. It'd be a really interesting dynamic.
And then there's been a little bit released about the third season. They said, or there's like a statement, first they fought to survive, then they fought for their friends, now they fight for the human race. So with that, do you have any predictions or where you think the third season may go with that?
The world is getting a lot bigger, let's just say, and a lot bigger than we obviously expected. So I think that covers it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
So I gotta ask, you've been in movies with some pretty A-list actors, but you tend to steal the scenes from them every time you're on screen. Do they resent you yet?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Is Robert Downey Jr. still talking to you because you stole that movie from him?
Yes, he is. He's still talking to me, and he congratulated me when with Jurassic. He congratulated me with the Jurassic World, and it was really funny. He texted me. He was like, "Wait, Ty, did I hear that you're in Jurassic World? Is that true?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's true. It's gonna be really cool." And he's like, "Yeah, congratulations, man." Yeah.
Did you see the graphic that Marvel put up congratulating Jurassic World on beating their record?
Yes, I did. And
pretty classy.
Yeah. Very honorable? Is that the word?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. That is a good word.
Cool.
And it's cool because you're in both.
Yeah.
We're universes.
Yeah,
so
and it's really funny because there was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, including me in the Marvel universe. There was Bryce, there was Vincent and Chris. So.
It's just lots of incestuous moving
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
So did you have a good time with like making this movie?
I did. I mean, there was a lot of physical work, and that was really fun to do. So.
You got to do a lot more action yourself, actually.
Yeah.
You didn't really get to do much action in Iron Man.
No, but it was still cool to be in an Iron Man movie. So.
Now, totally random, but funnily enough, the big Victorian you filmed in for Insidious 2 was my parents' house, and we have some of your homework.
Really? Are you serious?
I told my mom, I was like, hey, I'm going to be there, and she's like, I have some of his homework. I'm like, that's so random. Have you seen the new movie yet?
Insidious 3? No, I have not. No.
Well, thank you so much for
No problem.
with
Thank
us.
you.
It was great meeting you.